You've heard people talk about climate change like it's something new, something only your generation has had to face. But it is not something new or exclusive. Earth has nearly ended 5 times before. Each time, something almost erased every living thing. Here is what actually happened: the 5 mass extinctions. So, what can be considered a mass extinction? Historically, mass extinctions require a 75% loss of all species. So now let's look at all of them in the order they struck, oldest to newest. The first one hit around 444 million years ago. Scientists call it the Ordovician-Silurian extinction. Back then, almost all life lived in the ocean. There were no dinosaurs yet, no trees, just trilobites, early fish and reef-building creatures drifting through ancient seas. Then something cooled the planet fast. Researchers point to a sudden ice age, likely triggered by a drop in carbon dioxide, as early plants spread across the land and pulled it out of the atmosphere. Sea levels dropped, ocean habitats vanished. Roughly 85% of marine species disappeared. There's a twist here worth sitting with. The very thing that nearly killed everything, plants pulling carbon out of the air, sounds like something you would call good news today. Context, it turns out, decides whether change is a gift or a disaster. Next came the late Devonian extinction, around 375 million years ago. By this point, the first forests had appeared, and fish had started growing the bones that would eventually become legs. Then, reef ecosystems collapsed across the planet. The cause is still debated. Some researchers blame volcanic eruptions that disrupted the climate. Others point to the spread of those very first forests again, whose deep roots changed how nutrients washed into rivers and oceans, triggering algae blooms that suffocated marine life. Around 75% of species vanished. Notice the pattern forming already. Twice now, life itself, plants reshaping the planet, helped trigger the very collapse that followed. Then came the third and the worst one, the Permian-Triassic extinction, known as the Great Dying, 252 million years ago. Paleontologist Douglas Irwin gave it a name that stuck: the Great Dying. Massive volcanic eruptions in what is now Siberia poured lava for thousands of years straight. Researcher Paul Wignall at the University of Leeds traced the chemical evidence left behind in ancient rock and found a planet choking on its own atmosphere. Carbon dioxide spiked, oceans turned acidic, temperatures climbed past what most life could survive. Close to 90% of all life on Earth disappeared. Not 90% of one species, 90% of everything. And it did not happen in a single afternoon. It unfolded across tens of thousands of years, one slightly hotter year after another. Then the Triassic-Jurassic extinction, around 201 million years ago. Earth was still recovering. Dinosaurs were small and unremarkable, competing with a wider cast of reptiles for dominance. Then another wave of volcanic activity tore the planet apart, this time from a region scientists call the Central Atlantic Magmatic Province. Carbon dioxide surged again, oceans acidified again, around 75% of species died out. But here's the strange part: the dinosaurs survived. With their main competitors gone, they spent the next 160 million years ruling almost unchallenged. Finally, the extinction we all know, the Cretaceous-Paleogene extinction, 66 million years ago. In 1980, physicist Luis Alvarez and his son, geologist Walter Alvarez, found an unusual concentration of a rare element called iridium buried in a thin layer of clay around the world, the kind of element far more common in asteroids than in Earth's own crust. Their theory was almost too simple. A 6-mile-wide rock struck what is now the Yucatan Peninsula, modern-day Mexico, vaporizing instantly, igniting wildfires across continents and blowing out the sun for years. Plants died first, then everything that ate them, then everything that ate those. 3/4 of all species, including every dinosaur except the ancestors of birds, were gone within a geological blink. 5 times now, Earth has nearly emptied itself out. A cooling, a choking, a burning, another choking, then a single rock from space. The mechanism changes every time, the outcome rarely does. And now, the Earth is on its way for a 6th mass extinction. Scientists named it Holocene or anthropogenic extinction. This refers to the ongoing biodiversity crisis, and the reason is none any natural disaster. It is none other than us, the human beings. So the next time someone tells you to save the planet, they're telling you to save yourself, not the planet. Because, as said by George Carlin, the planet's gonna be fine. The planet's not going anywhere. We are.